Hi, Mrs. Boeding-Lincoln here again, working still with some Foundations handwriting. And we've already worked on A, B, and C, and now we're going to do the letter D. Okay, so for the letter D, we're going to start with the uppercase or capital D. And we have our Foundations paper. We have skyline and plain line and grass line and then our wormy line here. So for the capital D, you start with skyline, you go all the way down to grass line, just a straight line. And then you go back up to skyline and you make a big bump around to grass line. Let me show you again. Skyline, straight down to grass line, and then back up at skyline, bump it around all the way down to grass line. Okay, you try it now. Okay, so for the lowercase d, and a lot of students confuse the D and the lowercase b. Let me show you how you can figure out the difference. For the lowercase d, you go skyline, grass line, and this time you start at plain line and you go backwards all the way down to grass line. So straight line, skyline, grass line. And for the D, you go backwards, plain line, backwards to grass line. You try it now. Okay, so for the capital letter or upper letter E, we're going to go skyline, grass line, and then you go straight across skyline, straight across plain line, and straight across grass line. There's my capital E. I'll do it again. Straight line, skyline, grass line. Then I'm going to go straight across skyline, plain line, and grass line. You try it now. Capital E. For lowercase e, it gets a little bit tricky, and I'm really going to zoom in here on our Foundations paper so you can see what I'm talking about. So for the lowercase e, you're going to go between plain line and grass line. You're going to go between this, in this little area under the dotted line. So you start under the dotted line, and you can even put like a dot there to remind yourself of where the lowercase e starts. And you go a little bit forward, and you curl it up to plain line, back around to grass line. And there's your lowercase e. So underneath plain line, you go straight across. Then you go up to plain line and around to grass line. Lowercase e. You try that one. It's a tricky letter. Let's try the capital F. You might notice the capital F looks a lot like the capital E. So we say skyline to grass line. Then we go across skyline and across plain line. There's my capital F. One more time. Skyline, grass line, across skyline, and then across plain line for my capital F. You try it. And the last letter we're going to do today is the lowercase f. So I think of it as like a candy cane. So I'm going to make a hook. So I go to skyline and I make a little dot just underneath the skyline, kind of like we did with the capital C. And I start with that dot and I go up, backwards, touch the skyline, and then I come straight down to grass line. And I cross it on plain line. So I go a little bit below the skyline, and I make a dot. Then I go up and backwards, touch skyline, and come straight down to grass line and cross on plain line. The lowercase f is tricky, so take your time. go below skyline, up, touch, and down to grass line, cross it on plane line. All right, your turn.